What's up, everybody? I'm here at Filmland. It is an Arkansas Cinema Society presentation, and they had a director's panel this morning with Jeff Nichols, Joel Edgerton, and Andrew Stanton, and are about to go into some more film presentations over the weekend. But we got to sit down with Mr. Edgerton for a few minutes this morning, and so just wanted to throw this up on the channel. Hope you enjoy it. Definitely spread the word. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. We'll hopefully have more content like this soon, but until then, thanks for checking it out. Hey, thank you for doing this.
Pleasure.
Appreciate it. My name's Philip.
Good job, yeah.
Produced a little movie review show around town and stuff.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Yeah, this is amazing. Thank you for taking the time. And I just wanted to get a few questions in. I first saw you in the Square in 08. And
oh, you did, right?
I did.
Cool.
I saw that, and I saw a little trailer for it just on, because I'd watch YouTube movie trailer channels, and saw that, and so from that, and then saw you in Animal Kingdom, and then Warrior, so it felt like a natural progression of just like how your star was rising. But then I would hear you talk about the script writing process and how you kind of came to writing after realizing you'd been doing it for a while, which you mentioned out there. But how, in saying that you'd had, several in the drawer and, kind of that you sat on, how did you know when you got to The Gift, like from co-writing The Square to actually saying, okay, I'm not only going to write this, but direct it? How did you decide on The Gift as that first one?
Well, so what happened was I'd written a few screenplays by that point, and I was dancing around the idea of directing something, but I was intimidated. I wasn't terrified. I was just intimidated by stepping into that space. Right. So I wanted to find something that essentially, I mean, the simplest way of saying is I wanted to find a story that felt manageable to me, as in like the amount of locations, the amount of characters, where I wasn't working with too many moving parts, that I wasn't biting off more than I could chew.
Were you kind of writing with that practicality in mind?
I wasn't looking. There was a point where I was like, all right, where's that movie that's just set in one house? Where's that movie? Like, and I think it's really great for say young filmmakers to think that way. It's like, all right, well, no one's going to give me $10 million to make my first film, so what if I made a movie in a car? What if I made a movie that was all in one house? What if I, picked a location and created a condensed microscopic sort of world, a little petri dish? But I wasn't really thinking that way when The Gift came along. I'd written a movie called Felony, which was a multi-narrative sort of thing, and I was like, I can't do this because it's too big for me, and I just was scared of that. When I had the idea for The Gift, this idea of doing a kind of a rehash but new riff on a triangular, like the 80s, 90s triangular thrillers that I was so in love with, I was like, this is something that I could do. And like I said on stage, the idea that I have to be 11 out of 10 in love with something, the more I would, and I realize that what I do when I'm about to make a movie is I go around and it's almost like I tell as many people who will listen, I have this idea for a film. And this happens, and there's this guy, and this blah, blah, blah. And then basically go around pitching it to people. And if I remain excited over numerous tellings of that, and I feel that excitement is reflected, that I have people on a hook. If it's a thriller, for example, I have people, like, I feel like I'm telling a story around a campfire and it's working, and it's working for me. That's when I become so full of the idea that I realize I'm going to make it.
Right. And then just one more real quick question, since we're here at in Arkansas talking about Boy Erased tonight and everything. And you've done 2 films with Jeff, and I remember hearing you on the press rounds for Boy Erased saying you went into the book with a different kind of experience than you came out of, or you read the book for different reasons than you directed the movie for, and just kind of was working with Jeff. Did that kind of integrate at all into this decision or this interest in the story of like Arkansas and the culture of that story?
I definitely had Jeff in my mind. There's no one better that captures to me the Midwest and American kind of expanse.
Yes.
And he obviously has that in his DNA, like that dirt is under his fingernails. I was very cognizant of trying to capture that where I could, and I wish that I had a little bit more Jeff Nichols in me when it came to approaching Boy Erased. I think what I went into the book with was I was looking was looking to kind of get this sort of delicious look into this weird window of what I thought was like a cult-like experience, and what I came out of was this really deep understanding of a family in pain for reasons that I thought, from my objectivity, didn't need to exist. And I got to know everybody involved, and I came to Arkansas and I visited the family, and I was very determined to make a movie that lacked judgment, that left the judgment in the seat of the audience and in the minds of the audience, rather than go, okay, I'm going to paint all these people, religious sort of, looking at religion, looking at sexuality, and I'm just going to let people be human, in their human decisions that they made, and let the audience judge.
Yeah, you saw the minutiae of it instead of the black and white of these personalities.
I don't need to villainize people.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for taking the time.
Pleasure.